Let's get to it.
Okay, YouTube, what is going on? Mesa Fail back at it with some The Division. That feels weird to say. Want to give you my full review of the open beta, and I'm going to just give you the punchline right now. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I played it all day Thursday on Xbox, and then I switched over to PS4 on Friday. I was about to say Thursday. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm going to say I really, really enjoyed it. Way more than I did the alpha and also the closed beta. And I think a lot of it had to do with, well, one, they added some more stuff. It felt like they upped the AI and put more AI in the Dark Zone. And we also got a second story mission that was a bit better and a little more detailed than the first mission, the medical hospital mission in Madison Square Garden. And also, I was playing with friends. This is another community game. This really isn't meant for people to play by themselves, in my opinion, of course. Now, I'm sure you've heard this many times all over Twitter and YouTube, but this game, it's not a shooter, all right? It's an RPG with shooter elements, kind of like how people refer to Destiny, as Destiny is a shooter first, and then with some RPG MMO elements. I don't know, I've never played an MMO or RPG before. All right, guys, bear with me here. I wouldn't say I like this game better than Destiny. It's completely different. It's the same kind of, I don't know, in the vein of how I love Star Wars Battlefront so much. It's completely different to Destiny, and it really, guys, I don't get burnt out on Destiny because I play other games. I think that helps a lot. I think if you only play Destiny, you're gonna get bored with it over time, okay? But I look at like Star Wars Battlefront as mindless run-and-gun multiplayer shooter, and I get bored with that after about an hour and a half. And The Division is way more of, it's a looter shooter. I mean, loot. If you're into Destiny for loot, and I know that's subjective right there because drops aren't always that great. Well, forget it. That's a whole other tangent. It's a looter shooter, okay? There's loot everywhere. In the Dark Zone, in the PVE only areas, there's loot everywhere. And you're constantly trying to get blues and purples. I didn't get any purples. I just got all blues and blue weapons. And you have attachments and you have modifications. You have these consumables. It's just, I'm not going to go through it all, but there's just a ton of things to do in this game. If you're a PVE person, if you like open world, if you like exploring. The shooting, it's not, I liked it a lot better this time because I really customized my guns. I felt like the first time I played in the alpha and closed beta, I really wasn't doing much with modifications. But this time I really dived into the different weapons, spent a lot of time with different guns. There was some sniper rifles, some scout rifles, some machine guns. I got this Scar L that I really fell in love with. Put a bunch of attachments on it. It was a green gun, but I put all blue attachments on it, and it really helped with just scopes, with recoil, with range, with everything. It was so much fun. And I found the Dark Zone this time much more enjoyable than I did the last time, whether it be solo and in a fire team, okay? And I say that because, well, a couple of reasons. All right, Dark Zone. In case you don't know what it is, Dark Zone is basically kind of the multiplayer area. You go in and you're a non-hostile agent, okay? If you shoot another player, person behind their TV set, you become rogue, and you've got a little skull over your thing, and then people will want to kill you, okay? But the goal is to go into the Dark Zone, and that's where all the loot is. There's chests everywhere. You got to be a certain Dark Zone level. There's a leveling for PvE, and then there's a leveling for Dark Zone, okay? So you're getting loot, and then once you find loot, okay, you got to go call in a chopper and extract it out of there, and it goes back to your home base, and you pick it up later. If you collect a bunch of loot, and then you go rogue, or you get stomped by a team, and you're by yourself, they take all your shit, and you lose it, and even think you lose some Dark Zone reputation or leveling or something like that. I found it different this time because when I was solo, it felt like they bumped up the AI or gave you more encounters within the Dark Zone that people, I noticed, were really not teaming up on each other to steal your stuff, okay? People were kind of working more with each other to take on these AI. There definitely was some sections of the Dark Zone that had some pretty tough AI. And when you're with your team, obviously, people are much less, well, they're less hesitant to roll up on you if they know that they see 2 or 3 other people around you to protect you. Now, when I reviewed it for the closed beta, I hated the whole cover shooting thing. I got much more used to it this time and actually really enjoy it. It felt much more fluid. There was no difference between the closed beta and open beta. I got used to it much faster. And I think a lot of it, no offense, Xbox users, I hate the Xbox controller. I am just terrible with it. It feels too small. The sticks are too small. And I know people say, no, it's a bigger controller. I don't know. I'm used to PlayStation. I'm used to the controller. And the movements are fluid. Once you get used to the cover thing of always going to cover, because when you start like tackling bosses and have a lot of AI, the cover is going to be your best friend, okay? Also, the abilities, when They had a new story mission, which you're seeing right now, the subway morgue. At the end of it, when you go back, you unlock this deployable turret. It's kind of like a sentry gun. It doesn't do too much damage to AI, but it does help when you're in encounters. You throw it out there. Pretty easy just in terms of going through your inventory, selecting abilities, selecting consumables, also selecting gear. It's kind of like just like the Destiny system where you're just choosing the gear that has the higher number. You know, you get DPS values for your weapons, and then you also get like not defense value. Yeah, I guess there are defense values for your armor and all that sort of stuff, whether it's gloves, whether it's knee pads, boots, chest piece, all that sort of stuff. And another thing that it made me realize playing with other people is that it's a tactical shooter. You know, the first story is the hospital mission in Madison Square Garden, and we did it on hard mode, and that's where you realize, okay, it is a tactical shooter when you're playing with people of who's going to do what. You know, one person might put down a sentry turret, the other guy's using his ability to heal you, one other person might be using the scanning pulse thing where it highlights all the enemies. So you could definitely see down the road whether there's raids or specific harder missions where you're going to be going in with folks and you're going to plan out your loadouts, you know, plan out your builds and everything. I really enjoyed it. So, guys, I'm going to be picking it up. I'm going to be getting it. I'm going to be covering it in depth. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I'll probably do Let's Plays. I'll stream it for sure of the whole story and PvE stuff and side missions and everything. As for doing, like, weapon tutorials and gear loadouts and tutorial, I just don't see myself getting that in depth because, you know what, I would stick to, check out Annex Gaming. I'm sure you already know him. He's going to be covering it in depth. The guy's no joke with that game. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think if you guys did play it. Let me know in the comment section, all right? That's it. Drop a like on this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa. Check my stream, which is always on Twitch. That's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.